about, I've been connecting with the earth since I was a little girl. I had a great mother. We used to walk the woods and go out in the fields and everything. We always connected to Mother Nature and the earth. But it was teaching these courses, Space Clearing, Earth Alchemy. It was a couple of weeks ago we did this. And I'd already had some information from when we walked the equinox with some pilgrims of London, as it were, from the Gatekeeper Trust, as we walk the energies to give some balance to the energy of London at the moment, and what everybody's going through. But particularly this 2 weekends ago, I was around the Hoxton area with my students. There's not many students at the moment, so please people don't think that I've got 12 people out there. I've got 3 or 4 at a time, so I'm within the limits. But we were in Shoreditch Park first of all, and then we moved to St John's Church in Hoxton. It's a church I've been to many times, and we were dowsing the chakras of the church. And I find that the chakras, if you tune into the chakras of any building, even your own home, then you can also heal the people or the place. So you'll heal the people with their own chakras if you heal the building chakras. So anyway, what was interesting was that I kept hearing heart and soul from my guides, and I'd also opened in the Akashic records, and I thought, oh, heart and soul, okay. So when I looked further, I'd found the heart energy chakra, but they kept saying heart and soul to me, my guides. So as I came closer, I could see that they showed me pictures then of people having vibrant energy, good times, and it's a community picture with children. They've set up a little cafe area outside in a tent at this heart and soul chakra. And as I moved further through the chakras to the where I know there's an acupressure point stone at the end, I could see that would have been where the crown energy would be normally, but it turned toxic. There was old beer cans there was shoes and underpants and socks and all types of weird type stuff. You can imagine how toxic it was. So the energy of this church, it gathered, from what I was seeing, that the priest and the vicars and everybody else that were going to this church were actually joining with the community. So where there would be the God spot, the crown energy, where the vicar would fill up on it all, is now sharing it with the community and the throng that's in the church. So they were all enjoying that crown energy as heart and soul. So it became more community. And then the crown was then getting rid of the toxins that had to be released from that particular area. And that was so profound. But when we turned round, we then noticed the shard in the distance, and that was the most profound thing, because a couple of weeks before, when we walked the equinox, we were connecting with the energy at St Paul's and walking our way through the city past the Bank of England and seeing how the buildings were associated. And we finished up in Canary Wharf. Now when we finished up in Canary Wharf, you can see all the way across the Thames on the Greenwich Meridian line to where the shard is and all the city buildings. And what I noticed mostly was that the new city buildings had surrounded the old ones in a curved shape of protection. And then you had the walkie-talkie building, and then another building, and then the shard. And the shard was standing right on the meridian line.
Wow. And
to me, it looks as though it's acting as an acupuncture point or an acupressure point to release the toxic energy of London. Because since that building has been there, there's been a lot of things around London Bridge going on, with bombings, stabbings, and quite a lot of nasty things happening around London Bridge and around the Shard area. So it is releasing the toxins of London. But the other thing that I noticed was that Canary Wharf is now dead. A lot of the banks and the institutions that have been set up there are now empty. So the energy has changed with this shard being put in that position. It's only been there a few years. So it's like the land is speaking to the architects, to the builders. This is what I need for this land to be put right. because going back through the years as well. Oh, the other thing that came out was I noticed that the Mayor of London, he wants to move his offices now out of London to out of London. So I'm thinking, okay, his office is actually around that part where the Shard is, so he must be feeling that toxicity.